Good evening, everybody. My name is Patricia Yu. I am an alumna of Glenn A. Wilson High School, class of 2005. I'm here to respond to the allegations by the opponents of the Confucius Classroom program that the optional texts provided by the program contain communist propaganda. I have here one of the texts that could be used in the classroom that have been provided. It is called The Greedy Puppy. And I will be reading a selection from this book, and all of you members of the community can decide whether or not it contains communist propaganda. There lived a greedy puppy who looked everywhere for bones to eat every day, as long as he didn't fall asleep. One day, the little puppy went out for bones again. Suddenly, he discovered a big bone in a thick growth of grass and barked happily. He held the bone in his mouth and went home proudly. When he was on a bridge, the puppy found surprisingly that there was another puppy who was holding a bone in his mouth too. He stopped to look carefully and found that the puppy in the river was looking at him, and that the bone in that puppy's mouth seemed bigger than his. He thought, how should I get the big bone from that puppy? He swung his tail, and the puppy in the river also swung his tail. Suddenly, a good idea hit upon him. He barked towards the dog in the river, and without his notice, the bone in his mouth dropped down. Plop! The bone fell into the water, and the bone held in that puppy's mouth also disappeared. At last, the puppy understood that the puppy in the river was just his reflection in the water. Because of his greed, he lost the bone which was already in his mouth. And so that's just one of the stories contained in this book. As you can see, it's actually quite similar to many of the Aesop's fables that we grew up reading from the Western literary tradition.
Is that kindergarten level material?
I'm sorry, let her speak.
This is
you can ask her after if you have any questions.
Yeah, you can talk to me after about this. I remember reading these stories as a kid. One minute. Okay, thank you. And they're really they're from Chinese idioms and stories that predate the communist PRC regime. And I would also like to state for the record that I was not given the script to do by Jay Chen. I'm here of my own volition as a community member and as an alumni of one of the schools with brothers and sisters who also attend the school district. Thank you.